Joining us now is friends of the room. That's right, head of Showtime Sports, Mr. Stephen Espinoza. Thank you for joining us.
Of course, always, brother.
I don't know if you remember, 2015, you came to SiriusXM.
I did, I remember.
We had a great conversation.
And I have not been invited back since.
No, but listen, we had you at This Is 50. We had you on every single platform ever.
That's right, no,
Listen,
you're right.
I'm going to tell you, but back then, I only brought that up because you were our favorite guest. Of
Yeah,
2015.
Are you just saying that?
No, seriously.
We got no reason to say it, bro. You're already here. We got you.
Okay, all right.
Like literally, me and Ak after was like, yeah, we could have talked to him for like the rest of the night. Okay, seriously.
All right, no,
Because some
perfect.
boxers are tough to talk to.
Right,
I'm pretty sure you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So let's talk about the press conference just wrapped up. You've been to many press conferences, so you always hear the bickering of the crowd of the different camps. Did it go too far, or was that typical for the tension?
You know, it's funny. There's often some trash talking between the camps. But here, there was far more trash talking between the camps than between the fighters. You know, that's not usually
That surprised the heck out of me, though.
Yeah.
So, but, you know, it's not that the intensity and the emotion isn't there. You know, I think it's a little bit there with Crawford. Crawford will get emotion.
Yeah.
You know, Spence is very much like he'll keep it all inside.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you know, I like Crawford's words. You know, he said at the very start, he's
Right.
like, you know, let's not do anything stupid.
Right.
You know, and ruin what is a fantastic event.
Exactly.
But yeah, look, I think this is just everyone recognizing what the stakes are, like what this means, the legacy, how important this is to each of them, what the rivalry has been. I think, look, everybody's adrenaline was jumping up.
This is by far the most important fight I've ever been a part of, or maybe ever witnessed. But how long did it take you to write that speech? And when you wrote it, did you say, this is my masterpiece? Because that was the best one ever. Did you write it?
I actually, you know what was funny? I wrote it in my head during the Drake concert.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
During
Like,
it was that boring? The concert?
Well, he did a little too much in Marvin's room, so yeah, I had some time to talk a little bit.
So
too much
you was with your girl. So you brought her. You didn't even really want to go.
No, I wanted to go,
Right.
but had I known it was a lot of sad Drake, I mean, maybe it was
Sad Drake.
So during the sad Drake, I had some time.
He was like this crying.
So I had some time again. I was flying out the next day, and I was thinking about it, and I don't know, just connected the two about seeing the concert, which is phenomenal. Like
That was the best speech ever.
So let's talk about your
That was
exec,
dope.
right? Let's talk about numbers. We all know how great Tank and Ryan did, right? When you talk to whoever you talk to at Showtime about, I think this fight can do X amount of numbers. I know they're not transcending the sport yet, even though a lot of people are talking about it. What was your projection?
You know, I would say the projection was the same, and I'll admit that I was wrong a little bit about Tank and Ryan because I projected 750, 800,000.
Wow. Oh yeah, he did on our show.
And I'm sort of looking somewhere around there, hopefully. You know, I think
And that would be considered success.
Absolutely, I think it would be a fantastic success because you take away Tank, and there's nothing that's been above 800. Since Golovkin, since
the Floyd days.
Yeah, exactly. And let alone 1.2. We know nothing's been at 1.2 million since 2018. So if these guys don't hit 1.2, it doesn't say anything about them other than, they're in the same boat with the rest of the sport because there's not another fighter that hit 1.2 since 2018 either.
Right.
So look, I think Tank and Ryan are unique in the sport because they've got such a broad fan base. We knew that going in.
Right, of course.
So, there's this one, however, I think, people are saying there's no buzz. Okay, I hear that before probably half of the fights we do. I heard that before Mayweather Pacquiao. I have an email, actually from someone who I respect very much.
That said
4 days before saying, look, I'm really worried about you. I hope your job's okay.
What?
There's no buzz
I like to
before
know who that
Mayweather
is.
Pacquiao.
That was his mother. Like,
Mom was
baby,
like,
I don't
polish up your resume.
Baby,
I don't know if this boxing thing's going to work out.
I look at it like this. This is the best fight for boxing. So that means boxing has millions of fans. Why can't we grab them? We don't need anybody else. We don't need to transcend the sport when we have the fight that everybody in boxing ever wanted to see.
Because half of them are broke.
Right? So we can get over 1 million pay-per-view buys.
This is one of the ones, and I'm just saying this for for our own financial results.
Yeah.
This is the thing. If you are truly a fan, you should support. Like, buy it.
That's it.
We know it ain't that hard to stream. We all know that.
Yeah.
But this is one where if you're going to support one this year, support this one because really, I think the undercard became even better with Donaire on it.
I love him.
I think that's a 50-50 fight.
Yeah.
I think, not many people know Cabrera. He's a really confident.
No, he's a
big,
very, very dangerous fighter. Tall, rangy. He fights with his hands down, but he's rangy and he could punch.
Oh yeah, and he absolutely believes in himself. I mean, when he says, "I've beaten more undefeated fighters
than anybody ever,"
in the history of the sport, give him a lot of credit for that.
Yes.
Listen, let's talk about the elephant in the room, right? This is the zone. Canelo, 3-fight deal with PBC, right? You've worked with him in the past. We all know the Charlo fight is big, right? But everybody's wondering, what's next? Is it going to be Benavidez? Is it going to be the other Charlo? In your head, what is Canelo's next 3 fights?
Look, it really comes up. It's up to him. Like, he's at the stage of his career where he's maneuvering himself as he should be. And the good thing is, there's not a bad fight. We've laid the cards on the table.
Yes.
From. It'll make Chris Mannix real happy.
You about to say Andre?
I'm going to say the A word. Andre's on the table.
That's his fighter. He's his promoter.
Exactly. I think they're related somehow. So Andre's on the table. Benavidez, Jamal, could be some surprises. One of these guys jumping up.
Wow.
There's not a bad fight available.
Right.
It's sort of like it doesn't matter who he picks because they're all really good matchups. I think that's really where the change was. It was about getting the big fights at this stage in his career.
Do you feel like you did all you can do and you finally, you had Floyd and it was Floyd's era. Now it's like Canelo's era. And now you have Canelo. Do you look back at yourself and say, "Oh my God, look what I've accomplished"?
We've been going out of business every year since 2017. So it's look. I take a lot of pride. Like, Floyd was like something that never happened again. I think in our lifetime, certainly in my career.
Right.
We take a lot of pride in bringing Tank up from nothing to where he is as well.
Yes.
So look, that's the part of it. It's not just discovering these guys, but helping ascend their careers. I mean, it's the same thing. You guys have a lot of young guys on, and they remember 5 years later they're headlining pay-per-view. They're like, yeah, you guys interviewed me. So that's what I think we all love about the sport itself.
Absolutely.
Is seeing that.
Even after all the mean tweets toward the zone, you eventually worked with them, right, for the Tank and Ryan fight. After that experience, right, was it a negotiation that could ever happen again? Like, would you ever consider working with the zone again?
I mean, look, it was relatively smooth once we got past the deal. The deal was difficult to make.
Right.
Yes.
But once you get past that, everybody's professional.
Everything's good, yeah.
And, I think they were really happy with their buys. We were happy with our buys. Everybody happy. So I don't think anybody had any complaints, really, about it. Yeah. So I think there is a path there. If it's Charlo, Munguia, or whatever the opportunities are, sure, doors open.
All right, before we get out of here, I know you're a part of Pacquiao, Mayweather, huge, right? But in that fight, I knew Floyd was going to win that fight, right? This fight, is this the best matchup that you've ever created?
A true 50-50.
Like a fight where you really don't know who's going to win.
That's a good question. Look, in terms of like highly anticipated fights, like this is one of the most anticipated fights in a while.
Right.
It's hard to come up with another fight as evenly matched about this.
Right.
I mean,
Triple G Canelo maybe was the last.
In other words,
yes.
This is the best matchup since Trinidad De La Hoya. I've been saying it 24 years.
Yeah, that is. That's probably right. Look, you can't. Anybody who says they know what's going to happen,
no,
nobody knows.
All right, he got to get out of here. He got to go handle some Showtime business. Stephen Espinoza, folks.